Hey friends, welcome back. Before I say anything else, I want to show you a picture. Look at this side by side. Same person. These two photos were taken only about 6 months apart. The first one, that was me trying to survive. I was completely lost. My body was inflamed, my hormones, they were wrecked, and my cortisol levels, they were through the freaking roof. I was deep into my alcoholism, barely alive, and 60, 70 pounds heavier. What you see in that first picture is someone who is drowning silently, trying my best to hold it all together, but I was in shambles on the inside. And the truth is, I was 100% killing myself from the inside out. And you could see it. It was all over my face. There's no way on earth I was recognizable. That is a true fact. You cannot recognize me whatsoever. And looking back at that picture now, it scares me. I scared myself. In the second picture, that's me now. The same person, the same soul, but completely different energy. The outward change you see, that is only a small reflection of the inward healing that I've done. Because yeah, I lost the weight, which I needed to lose. But what I truly shed were layers of pain, years of shame and self-abandonment that kept me disconnected from myself. The sparkle in my eyes and the peace in my face, that came from healing, not from a number on a scale. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that joy, that it's returned in my life. Change is hard. It's terrifying, especially when you've been set in your ways for so long, when your patterns have become your comfort zone, and when that comfort is slowly destroying you. You see, if I hadn't made drastic changes, I was literally slowly killing myself from the inside out, and not just physically, not at all. I was killing myself emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. Every drink, every false yes, every moment I ignored my own voice, it chipped away at me. And it took hitting my breaking point, the rock bottom, the bottom of the bottom, to realize that if I wanted to live, truly live, not just survive, that something in my life, in my current life, that it had to die. The version of me that was addicted to the chaos and the control and numbing the pain, she could not come with me into this next chapter. She just couldn't. Breaking free took mental strength, it took resilience, and it took faith. And that mental battle was one of the greatest victories of my realignment and of my life. Facing the war inside my mind and choosing differently every day, that is where everything started to shift. Oh, and it's been good. And here's what I've learned in this season. Growth and comfort will never, ever coexist. They are polar opposites. Because when you are truly growing and transforming, it's uncomfortable. It stretches you. It challenges every single part of your identity, of your habits, and of your thoughts. My friend, you have to push yourself. You have to become your own coach. That voice that says, I know this hurts right now, but this is where you're being built. Because every time you choose growth over comfort, you're choosing your future self over the old one. And that's where the realignment begins. But here's the most important part that most people don't talk about. Rarely is there great change without great loss. When you start shedding the things or even the people that kept you small, it can get really messy. It's that messy middle. Sometimes it gets really ugly right in the middle of that change, and that's okay. The version of you that's emerging and the version of you that's fading, they're going to be at war for a little while. They're going to be like this. But when you have the conviction and the discernment that change is necessary, you naturally, you're going to keep going. You're going to keep trusting, because the mess, it's the proof that something sacred within you is shifting. And one day, what felt like mass chaos, you're suddenly going to wake up and it's going to make sense. You're going to look back and realize what you lost wasn't meant to punish you. It was meant to make space for who you were always becoming. You cannot force that kind of transformation. It's so special. You can't control divine timing either. You can only surrender to it. When I finally stopped fighting and started trusting, everything for me began to move. My goals, they became mine again. My clarity, it came back to me. In my energy, that spunk, that sassiness, it returned. And for the first time in decades, I felt aligned and I feel whole. And when you start walking in alignment and you are going that direction, you cannot let anyone dim your light. You cannot shrink to make others feel comfortable. I'm going to say that again. Don't shrink out of other people's comfort. You only control you, your peace, your energy, your truth. Everything else, it's not on you. We were meticulously created, and there's no one on this earth like you. And the moment you realign with who you're meant to be, everything that once had power over you, it'll lose its grip. That's divine timing, and that's realignment, and that is the good grace. I am so grateful for every piece of my journey, even the ones that broke me, because those moments were the sacred realignment. Without them, I wouldn't be here standing in this clarity, this peace, or this light. I feel better than I have in decades, and I wouldn't trade that complete left turn of my life for anything. So if you're listening and you feel stuck, lost, or scared of that change, trust that something divine is working on your behalf. You might not be able to see it yet, but one day, I promise you, one day you're going to look back and you're not even going to be able to recognize the life you used to live, just like me in those two photos. You'll know that it was never yours to begin with. So if you're somewhere right now, if you're somewhere in that in-between, not quite where you were, but just not quite where you want to be yet, I want you to take this with you. This is the key takeaway that anchored me, and just a few things that'll help you start your own realignment. That key takeaway is that growth and comfort, they never coexist. The breaking, the fear, the loss, they are not punishments, they're invitations. Every uncomfortable moment is proof that you're being stretched toward who you're meant to become. And that is so awesome. So awesome. So how did I realign? Well, it started with a lot of pause and reflection. Sit with yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. Ask yourself, what in my life doesn't feel like me anymore? Awareness is where that alignment begins. I want you to release control. Stop trying to force the outcomes. Focus on showing up authentically today in this moment. The right doors will open for you, my friend, when you're ready to walk through them. I promise you that. Anchor in gratitude. Every time I start to feel frustrated about where I'm not, I thank God that I'm not where I was. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what is growing. You gotta be your own coach. When it gets hard, talk to yourself like you're someone you're responsible for guiding. Remind yourself this discomfort means that I'm growing. Because remember, growth and comfort, they don't coexist. Trust the process. Divine timing is not late. It's preparing you for alignment you can't even imagine yet. You may not be where you want to be yet, and that's okay. And yes, the change, it's so scary, but you gotta keep going. Keep trusting. Stand in your truth and anchor in your light. And let divine timing do what it can only do. realign you with who you were always meant to be. My friend, I thank you so much for hanging in there with me today, and you've got this. Remember, growth and comfort never coexist. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.